You and Kojo wandered the streets of Kyoto for a while. The sun had finally set down, and people began crowding the streets. The both of you had then stopped and watched a little I can't say that, but puppet show about Orimi and Hikatoshi. While listening as the children laughed and cheered, Kojo wrapped an arm around your shoulder and held you close until it was over, before suggesting you both should go back and get something to eat. Your stomach immediately growled at the mention of food as you glanced at the many food stands that were all surveying different foods, ranging from dengo to teriyaki to yoshidoki and iridaki. Ko, look! They got yadoki, you say excitedly, pointing to a stall that was serving the delicious shishi kabus. Kojo nodded, but he wasn't really feeling yakitori tonight, as he glanced towards a nearby stall that was selling yukiyama, roasted sweet potatoes. You followed his hungry gaze and smiled. How about we go get your food and meet back here, yeah? Sounds good, he says, and kissed you on the cheek. I'll be right back, okay? You shook your head at his antics, watching him run over to the stand before making your way over towards the one selling yakitori. As you waited for your meal, you looked around, smiling to see people having fun and enjoying themselves. It was indeed heartwarming. After receiving your grilled toko, you waited for your husband whilst enjoying your meal. Yin-chan! You nearly jumped upon hearing your name being called and glanced to see a familiar head of pink and green. Before you could react, you instantly pull into a warm bear hug. I didn't expect you to see you here. I thought you were with Ko-senpai. Were you spending your honeymoon somewhere else in Kyoto? Mitsuri explains excitedly. Hey, Mitsuri. Good to see you. What are you doing here? You ask once she let you go. I came for the festival. Duh, of course, that makes total sense. Where's Ko-senpai? She finally asked. He is over there. You pointed to the food stand where Kojo was, and the husher of love nods. Before skipping over to him, you watched Mitsuri tap Kojo's shoulder, getting his attention as he turned and hugs her. Definitely delighted to see her as they strike up a conversation. You smile in warm exchange, but jump upon feeling something slither across your shoulder. You almost screamed, but stopped after seeing a familiar pair of red reptilian eyes and a boy in a black and white striped hoodie. Gods, don't scare me like that, Igaro, you scolded. The snake Hashira says nothing as you sigh and acknowledge the white snake on your shoulder. Now, suddenly you were terrified of snakes, especially the venomous ones like the Japanese mashu, tiger keelback, and the yakitomishi. But Kabaru was an exception. Hey there, you little sneaky devil. You smile at the white serpent slither downwards and towards your chest, as if trying to get into your shirt. Obanai noticed this and nearly blushed. Stop that, Kamararu. You laughed, knowing exactly what or who the white snake is searching for. It's okay, Obanai. I already know he's looking for Fuwa. You tell him. Now, Fuwa is the name of your Japanese flying dwarf squirrel, if you had forgotten, who you saved during your final selection. Normally, all the animals like the Kasakai Karos, mainly Kojo's crow, Uzui's buff, mice, Gome's cat, and Mitsuri's rabbit all got along with Fuwa, though you would think a snake like Kamarua would often try to eat her. However, the truth be told, the white snake actually adored the little squirrel as well. Granted, Fuwa's greatest strength was her extreme cuteness, so much so that she can even make tough guys like Sanemi, Kiyu, and even Obanai himself break face and swoon. Sorry, Kuba, but Fuwa's not here with me. You say smugly. You had left her back home with Senjiro. He was definitely having fun with her. The white snake seemed to give you a disheartened look, but immediately turned his attention towards the delicious kabu in your hand and flicked his tongue. But before he could even think about it, you handed him back to Obanai. Anyways, what are you doing here, Iguro? You ask the Serpent Pillar. Have you come here to enjoy the Star Festival too? You could say that. He says, still not looking at you. You follow his heterochromic stare, not knowing that he's staring at Kojo and Mitsuri as you gave a sly smile. Obanai suddenly felt your eyes on him, the strange feeling making his skin tickle as he glances at you only to flick upon seeing you look at him funny. Quit staring at me like that, he stuttered. So, you and Mitsuri, you smile. What? No, it's nothing like that. Or, I mean, she's just a friend. Sure. Whatever you say, you teased. I'm serious, Yin. And you could see the veins on his forehead appear. What? I'm not saying anything. You only came because you wanted to spend time with Mitsuri. You shrugged. Yin. What? I didn't say about a date. It's not a date. He fumed and you had to stop yourself from laughing, noting his face turning red. It was cute since you already knew about his obvious crush on Mitsuri. My love. You both stopped and glanced to see Kojo and Mitsuri. Sorry to keep you waiting, Kojo says. Hey, Iguro. Good to see you too. He greeted the snake pillar who just waved. It's all right, Ko. So, how was your Yukiono? You asked him. My, he grins. Anyways, me and Mitsuri-chan were thinking about getting teriyaki ice cream. You wanna come? Your husband asked. Teriyaki ice cream? Sure. I could go get some desserts. You say excitedly. Great. You're welcome to come too, Obanai. Kojo says. Whatever. The pouty snake boy grumbles. Aw, cheer up, Obanai-kun, said Mitsuri as she reached for his hand. Now come on, before they're sold out, she says, dragging the now blushing boy towards the stall. You giggle, seeing how cute Mitsuri and Obanai are getting together, and the thought that Mitsuri was obvious to Obanai's feelings was added to the adorableness. What's so funny, my love? Kojo asked upon hearing you laugh. Oh, I was just thinking how this almost feels like a double date. A double date? Kojo questions. It's nothing. You say quickly. Now come on, I want favorite flavored teriyaki. Tanaki. Sorry, it's Tanaki ice cream cone. You grabbed his hand before pulling him along. After you, Kojo, Mitsuri, and Obanai got to your ice cream, you all strolled around, simply enjoying the spectacular of the street performers and traditional dances. After that, both Kojo and Mitsuri suggested you all should take a group photo upon spotting a photographer. As you expected, it was definitely something anyone on a festival date would do, but you already knew they both just wanted to memorized, solidified as you stood beside your husband and he next to Mitsuri. However, Obanai didn't seem to like the idea of Kojo being too close to Mitsuri, as he wedged himself in between them, whilst pushing Kojo slightly. You shook your head at the display, just as the camera flashes.